Ahmed Baba, we're live. Welcome to the Two Brothers Talking, as we call
Yep.
it. Ahmed, congratulations on your honeymoon. It's been almost a month since we've spoken.
I know. I was out there just taking in this Italian sun. As you can see, I got
Got a
tanned
little
up
tan.
over here. Got a little tan
You
going.
needed a hat on, but that's okay.
Yeah. I missed the hat memo. I gotta get the on the Lemon Nation merch. But yeah, I was relaxing, and while I was gone, not much happened. A few things. I was gone for a couple weeks, but I'm back in action, and needless to say, we got a lot to catch up on.
Well, not much happened. I mean, you're being sarcastic about it, but did you have any idea before you left how big of a story that this Epstein thing would become? Because this was a right-wing sort of MAGA conspiracy theory, Donald Trump also helping to fuel it. And then all of a sudden it's come to bite them in the butt. Did you have any idea that it was going to explode like this?
I think the first indication was Musk's tweet, right? On June 6th, he said, Trump is in the Epstein file in the middle of their beef, which we talked about. And I thought something was going to brew, and then you start seeing some indications that there's movement on it. But I did not know that by the end of July, we would know. And that it would be the Wall Street Journal itself saying
Right.
that Donald's name is listed in there. So I think the early indications were there. And now with Musk's tweet, we have to wonder, was Musk in the briefing? Who told Musk? Like, Musk clearly had some knowledge because the Wall Street Journal is reporting in May. That was when Trump was told.
Yeah, how did he well, I think Musk's last day in office, I should say, in the White House was, I think, May 28th. And Donald Trump was briefed by Pam Bondi, according to the Wall Street Journal, that he had been mentioned several times in the Epstein files, and he had been briefed in May. So clearly he knew. It's like, but who told Elon Musk? How did Elon Musk know? Did someone leak it to Elon Musk? Did Donald Trump tell him that? Because that was the first indication, and people were like, "Oh, the girls are fighting." Remember
Yeah.
that? And then now, yeah. So,
And
what
now
do you
it's
think of
culminated.
this? What do you think? I
I,
mean, it has gone from since you were gone, no one really talking about it at all because I said it was a conspiracy theory and it just sort of seemed like crazy MAGA folks, to um, well, he killed himself, from Dan Bongino and Cash Patel, and people were like,
Mhm,
"What?" And then to Donald Trump saying, "Stop talking about it," to Pam
mhm.
Bondi saying, "We're not going to release it," to now saying he's definitely mentioned. I mean, it is metastasized.
Yes. And this really, I think it's an implosion of right wing conspiracism here. Like, what we're seeing is kind of this culmination, because I think the reason why it's really hitting MAGA so hard is because Trump's fundamental promise was that he was going to unveil this cabal of elites, right? That were corrupt, and they were the ones that were accumulating power and keeping the average American down. That was his fundamental 2016 promise. And then, like you said, Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, all of his allies promising this list was going to take down all these Democratic elites specifically. And then Pam Bondi comes in. She's got that binder that she dangles in front of those influencers in February. She started building the hype for this. And then, as we see, somewhere along the line, they discovered Donald's name is in there, which was obvious to anyone with eyes and ears over the years. And then they try to shut it down. So what this is causing MAGA to like have to deal with that cognitive dissonance of like recognizing that they're allied with this guy Trump that was very clearly one of the corrupt elites that Trump has promised to expunge from the swamp, right? So it's like this multifaceted culmination, man.
Well, I mean, I think it's caused now. They didn't even understand that it was cognitive dissonance, but now I think they really understand now that, oh, we have either been sold a bill of goods. It could be both. Sold a bill of goods that, and there's actually not much in there that is incriminating either for Democrats or for whatever reason that it is, or that Donald Trump is implicated in ways that we are not sure of right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, excuse me, trust and believe. I don't think you were here for this as well. Is the Wall Street Journal dropping, the bombshell last week about the birthday present and drawing for Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump denying it, saying he doesn't doodle and whatever. And then came the evidence of him actually doodling, or whoever doodled for him, but he
Yeah.
signed his name to it. And he auctioned it off. To now the bombshell that he's in there. But the thing is that I don't think that the Wall Street Journal is done.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's a drip, 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 and I think it's going to continue to go on. And they've got something else. And apparently, the estate, I believe, of Epstein or someone is like they have the doodles and the drawings that Donald Trump say are fake and not real or whatever, but that the estate actually has them. So I believe that the Wall Street Journal is okay, and Donald Trump is suing him now, but I think that that's not going to amount to anything.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because I mean, they wouldn't like for them to get sued and then their response is to publish this story, the biggest of them all, right after. They're confident in their sourcing, they're confident in their reporting, and that birthday card is authentic. That the sources within the administration are leaking. These are high-ranking officials leaking to Wall
Yeah.
Street Journal. It has to be. I'm wondering, who in Dan Bongino's orbit, who in Kash Patel's orbit, who among those who are frustrated that this isn't being released are leaking to the Murdochs. But honestly, bigger picture, the Murdochs themselves must be smelling blood in the water or something. The way they're moving on Trump with this is stuff that could totally exemplify and could further fracture the coalition that we've been talking about for, in all these episodes, we've been talking about these growing fractures. And this right here, it's just the evidence keeps mounting. Like you can't promise for years that there's this cabal, and then you fan the flames of QAnon about this big pedophile cabal, right? And then just say, oh no, we're done with it. Actually, there's nothing in there, only for it to be revealed later that you're in the list. Like this has to be breaking through to some of the base.
Oh, it is breaking through to some of the base. There are still people who are trying to defend him. I've been watching. I just sort of flip through. I don't even have to flip through Fox News because they kind of just suppress the story. But I've been flipping through all of the Manosphere podcast bros who have been making excuses for Donald Trump, and they're still trying to make excuses now. I don't know. Did you see the deposition for
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein? Okay, and they've been trying to make excuses for that, and I'm like, there's really no excuse for that. He said what he said. So, but I do think they've been trying to make excuses, but it's really hard for them to. And if you look at the Nick Fuentes of the world, Candace Owens, and even even some of the other folks, they're not buying what Donald Trump is selling, and he's spinning over there at the White House. I mean, look, you've been around for a bit. You have spidey senses. What does your spidey sense say about this?
I mean, it says, especially every time when we look back, you talk about me being around for a while. When we look back at 2019, for example, August 2019, where randomly Trump started acting erratic out of nowhere. Come to find out, that was a month after he had extorted Zelensky. We didn't know it was public yet. During the Mueller years, we would see randomly Trump would start acting unhinged. Suddenly a report comes out. Every time something damning that is incoming for Trump is coming, he behaves this way. He behaves in this erratic fashion. There's something in those files. If it was just his name being cited in some circumstantial evidence somewhere, or just like as a list of associates, it's just the way Trump is behaving. There has to be more damning information in there than what we've already seen, because the level at which he's going at Obama and trying to like just baseless stuff, having Tulsi Gabbard cook up this intel, this fake determination to try to go after Obama now. My senses are telling me that there's more to come, and that it's worse than a birthday card of him being creepy as hell. Like that alone, man. Like may every year be a wonderful secret, bro. I have never wished a friend in my life happy birthday
secret
and said we share wonderful secrets, bro. Like that's not normal.
Well,
in the not normal, not normal with a pedophile. All right, let's just say it at least. It doesn't look good when you're saying we have certain things in common and may every year be a wonderful secret if you're writing that to a pedophile and you sign your name and pubic hair. Like that is very damning, and the fact that he's freaking out means that there's stuff even more damning than that coming. That's what my sense says.
now you got me thinking, yeah, that's some weird shit.
It's some weird shit, man.
I was thinking about a wonderful secret, but I'm like, what is this wonderful secret? Obviously, but then I'm like, yeah.
What are they talking about? Like the only secrets I know of that Epstein had happened to involve underage women. Like, and there's just, and I don't know for sure if Donald's engaged in any of this, but all I know is that it looks terrible, and Trump knows it looks terrible.
What do you
Whether
guys in the comments think the wonderful secret is? Go tell us. Let us know. What's the wonderful secret? What could it possibly be? This wonderful secret that Donald Trump has. Yeah, Don Lemon here
yeah,
with Ahmed Baba. Make sure you smash the screen, hit the hearts, and hit the thumbs up. It is important to the algorithm, and more people become aware of our conversation. So thank you for doing that for everyone who is tuned in. So
yeah,
Ahmed,
and subscribe as well. And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, in the comments, if you guys think the Wonderful Secret is their favorite restaurant that they attend, you can speculate on that too. But I don't know. I don't know if it is.
Would that be a secret necessarily? I don't think that would necessarily be a
No.
secret. I'm just saying. Um, and look, and you saw the video, I'm sure, of Jeffrey Epstein at Donald Trump's wedding, them
Yes.
together at an event after the wedding, and then them together at the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
A wedding invite.
I don't even know I don't even know like what else to say about this. It's like, if I was in a courtroom, I'd be like, I rest my case. Like, we can
Yeah.
just end it here. I'm done. Closing arguments. Can we just move on, Judge? I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, the circumstantial evidence is insane. He's been on the flight. We know for a fact he's on the flight logs at least 7 times. We know they had a close friendship of at least 15 years, ranging from the 90s, the early 2000s. We have him at his wedding with Marla Maples. And I just had a wedding. Let me tell you, those invites, you pick. You're selective. All right. You don't just bring everybody. You're trying to like make sure you bring in the most important people, right? Yeah, for Epstein to be as close as he was with Trump, it's not a good look. And I just think the way, again, if Trump was like, oh well, if Trump had been behaving differently, maybe I would say, okay, there's not a there, but like the way he's just flailing. If there was nothing going on, you would just say, look, I can't release this. There's DOJ stuff. He wouldn't be making this a thing. But to try to now like and create a justification to imprison Obama over this, he's tweaking. And I just think yeah, he's tweaking out. He's freaking out. Like he thinks something. He's not enjoying this. And at first I thought it was okay. It's just a distraction from the storyline. Like the news cycle was bad. But the longer this goes, this is beginning to look like a full blown cover up.
Do you think that there's enough there with this to have a major negative impact on his presidency or ability to serve?
I think if this continues this way and we keep finding out more stuff, I do think so, because this goes to the core of MAGA. MAGA is the thing that's been protecting him, that base, and he built that base on conspiracy theories and those false promises to take down elites. And if it's continuing to be shown that he is the elite he's been warning about to them, that damage is something you can't really come back from. I think he'll still be able to serve and limp along, but I think this just adds to the growing fractures in their coalition heading into the midterms. And again, I thought he was cooked before this, but like go after this, it's just so very clear how much they're flailing and how desperate he is. He's behaving like a cornered animal right now. Like I've never, like the way he's behaving in the Oval Office, it was like days before the Mueller report dropped, like just absolute panic. So I'm just wondering what else is in the pipeline. What else is about to be revealed? Because the name being in the files it's alone, that's something you could explain away. If it was just like he's cited in an annotation about a flight or something, that's one thing. I'm just wondering what else is in there.
Well, I think the thing that I think we all need to stress here is just release the files. And why won't you? And then look, this whole idea from Pam Bondi, well, she's not releasing the files because they don't want to give away, some sensitive information, whatever. That's called redaction. to
Yeah.
just redact that information out of it. Like, what are you talking about? That's not a real excuse. And the other thing is, the grand jury testimony is not what people want. They want the actual files. And
Hmm.
so, for her too, that's a head fake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a head fake. And, I'm just wondering what other ploys are going to cook up. One of the things I'm watching was this, the Maxwell meeting today with the
Hmm.
DOJ. Todd Blanche is friends with Maxwell's lawyer. Todd Blanche was Trump's former personal lawyer.
Hmm.
What are they gonna what are they planning here? What are they doing? What is Maxwell going to try to say to get a shorter sentence? Is she going to try to say things that helps the Trump admin right now? Like, I really don't trust Todd Blanche or the DOJ in this meeting, so I want to see what comes out of that. And I'm going to be really speculative of anything that Maxwell says, because Trump is, Todd Blanche operating as Trump's personal lawyer at the same time. I really just am wondering what they're going to try to cook up, because they're very desperate right now.
Well, you said the meeting today. You mean meeting with the attorney? Because I don't think the deposition is not until like August 11th or something like.
Yeah, I think the meeting is today, and then I think it's just the meeting, not the actual deposition with that they're trying to set up. But I think I'm just wondering what's being offered, what's being proposed. Is Maxwell seeking a shorter sentence in exchange for information? Is Maxwell gonna testify about, maybe she'll selectively testify and like talk about Democrats? Like,
Mhm.
I'm really just interested to see what comes out of that. But mainly, like, it's just like you said, there's no way to get around this. Release the files. That's the message. You see some Republicans doing it. The House committee, Democrats actually pushed for that subpoena. I'm sure you saw that as well, of the files. I
Mhm.
think that this is and then Mike Johnson looking weird. I saw a podcast bros going at Mike Johnson, Theo Vaughn even quote tweeted Mike Johnson and was like, well, "What's the deal with you like shutting the house down early over this?" Right? Like, everything they're doing makes them look guilty, man.
Yeah, but the thing is that there is no denying there's no real excuse that you can come up with after the behavior that they, have portrayed over the last couple of years in the story, and then I should say more specifically over the past couple of weeks, from you know just stop it and stop talking about it. And I believe Donald Trump is, I shouldn't hate to say smart and Donald Trump in the same sentence, but he knows how much his base will accept and how much his base won't accept. And he
Yes.
understands that this, gift that had been handed to them, that had been handed to the Donald Trump conspiracy theorist wing of the MAGA party, and even just to Republicans in general looking to grift off of it, and especially the manosphere or the podcast sphere, and all of those people out there who are caping for Donald Trump. I call them the Donald Trump dick riders. For, for all of those people, it is now all of a sudden it's their reality or fakeality or whatever it is. It has been penetrated and they've been
Hmm.
exposed, right?
Yeah.
For whatever it is, whether he's in there or not, whether he's done something terrible or not, that it was all just built on a lie and that they were ginning up all these people. Here it is. Boom. And they're
Yes.
like, oh shit. Now they have to come out and say, well, why does a question like you were saying, Theo Von? But Theo Von is, he's a whole different sort of thing. So I'm not, no hate to Theo Von. But for all of these people who have really been, in politics hard
Yeah.
and just really glazing Donald Trump, for them, it's like, well, we have to find a way to save face. We have to
Hmm.
find a way to at least have some credibility. And so they've got to, I believe that they have to just go, okay, this stinks to high heaven. What the fuck is going on, in order to save themselves?
Exactly. And you're seeing the smart ones doing that, like Candace Owens, like we've been talking about for a while, has been doing that hard pivot. But you're right. I think it's a worldview shattering development for them, for
Mhm.
MAGA. And it forces them to reckon with the fact that either they're being lied to. Well, actually, there's really no other option. They're being lied to. Like, they slowly are going to get to that realization, and I think that's where this panic comes in, because they're, in order to save face. I think Trump recognizes the damage is being done. The polling shows like some between 30 and 40% of Republicans disapprove of Trump's handling of this. Like, that's a huge percentage, and I think that's why he's desperately trying to give them another thing, because his equivalent, right? He knows the Epstein files were supposed to be this thing that takes down these elites for his base. So instead of doing that, he's like, well, look, I've got this other thing over here, this Obama scandal. This is the thing that'll take down the elites for you. This will fulfill your grievance. And then there's people who just aren't buying it. And I think Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, like some of them, they were complaining. Then Charlie Kirk would pivot and try to defend. But I think the base itself is seeing through the BS. And it's just a matter of time to see how much more further his approval rating goes down and other measurable impacts.
Well, I could guarantee you this, because I don't have a crystal ball, but I can guarantee you, obviously, this is not the end of it. And I think that the Wall Street Journal is not done. I think this is only just the beginning. And one more thing before I let you go. Now, are those your doodles behind you, or is that Donald Trump's doodles behind you?
These were sent to me for my birthday by Donald Trump. These were birthday gifts. I have one for each year. No, so these are New Yorker doodles. They're Steinbergs.
Yeah.
So, they're, I got them from my mother-in-law. She used to work at the New Yorker, but yeah, this one kind of looks like Donald a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But
Ahmed, I love speaking with you again. Two brothers talking. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next week. And let's see, where we left off today with Donald Trump being confirmed that he's in the Epstein files, to this new, I don't know, uncovered deposition clip, to let's see where we are next week in all of this. If this story continues to skyrocket or spiral out of control, depending on how you look.
We're probably going to have a whole new set of things, man. Thanks for having me back again. I love doing these pods. And everyone, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button. Y'all know the deal. We're independent journalists. And go hit up that I got to do this right after this. Hit up that Lemon Nation merch. Those hats are fresh as hell. So
you got
I got to get on my hat game.
You got to get some Lemon Nation merch. Boom.
Oh, that one. Okay, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the favorite. That's the favorite. This color is great.
It's good too, yeah.
But this is the favorite. People love this hat. All righty.
All right, brother.
I'll see you soon.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.